And he was struggling in PvZ, but it seems like he's overcome his weaknesses in that matchup, and his PvP was always solid. So this is going to be a crazy best of 7. We're actually hopping into game 1 right now. Okay, so we've got Rain in the upper left and Snow in the upper right. Both players sharing the top of the map. One general feature of Coliseum is that although you are always going to be able to get your natural expansion, there's not a real easy way to deny that. You can get boxed in here trying to leave your main base. If they get an army out there, it can be very, very tough. Is that a tourist Manx down there? Now, anytime you have someone boxed in PvP, it just gets very difficult to move out. Dragoons specifically are incredibly clunky units. It's hard to get them to move very fluidly. So if you have your Dragoons outside of their exit point, especially if there's a Reaver there, it's going to be very difficult for you to break that position.
Yeah, we definitely could see some fast, aggressive play on this map, I think. We definitely saw it. Remember Stork yesterday with his DT rush, but Mini with that great counter push. You know, something I want to mention before it really gets started. You see that they both have names, Rain and Snow. I don't think that this is like, oh my God, why can't I think of a coincidence? Okay, there was once upon a time this clan named Bai. And it's like the strongest clan of all time in Brood War. Had players like Bai Rain, Bai Snow, Bai Flash, right? It just, some of the absolute best of all time. It also had Bai Sun.
That's right.
Which is TY.
Commander Pylon. My conclusion is that really good Protoss players name themselves after weather conditions. That's what my takeaway is here.
There you go.
Now, Rain immediately pops in here with a Commander Pylon. It was actually a pretty good one. I think he chunked about 3 in there, and he gets a second one off here too.
And they danced a long time to get out. Yeah, no, he's killing them right now with these Manor Pylons. These are so worth it.
It's funny because we hadn't had really any Manor Pylons for a while, so I was wondering if we're going to see him here.
You see that doodad at the bottom of the minerals? Yeah, that's making the probes go so far around.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
These are like the greatest pylons ever. Oh my God, he traps him in the back.
He's so good. He's so good.
You know the funny part about that? It actually makes the mining more efficient because no probes are traveling behind anymore.
Yeah.
So I'm actually not sure that was good. That one.
Well, I think that once he gets that torn down.
Oh no, they're still going around. Never mind.
They down there.
It is amazingly awful
because
for him.
There's 2 patches there. Oh, and because he got this. It's because he got this Manor Pylon up over here. Is actually what happened.
Oh, okay. Okay, so we're up to a Nexus worth of Manor Pylons.
Now, in case you're wondering, does this math out well for the red Protoss? I mean, is it really worth it to use the pylons? Yes. Now, so you can see that Rain Zealot comes in here. And this means that the Zealots of Snow have to both defend against the threat of losing probes as well as trying to get rid of these pylons. It's a very taxing situation.
Rain hasn't been able to kill a probe yet, though. So cheers on him to that. Pretty late Cybernex core coming out for Snow. He does have these Zealots, so it's not like he's lost units. It's kind of an important thing to point out. Finally, his mining will get back to normal.
Now, we haven't really gotten a glimpse of what's going on in Rain's base, but so far, so good. He's continued to tech up. I wonder if he did overdo it just a little bit with the Manor Pylon. Did he?
I think if he stopped at the first 2, that might have been optimal.
Yeah, I wonder.
Yeah, I can't say for certain, but that's my gut feeling.
As I'm looking at this,
I think he fixed the mining somewhat with trapping the 2 behind. I think that didn't do as much for him, even close to as much. And if he hadn't gotten the 4th, I think that would have certainly been worse. So, I don't know. I think overall it was good, though, for Rain.
Normally you get a probe kill when you do this as well.
Yes.
Normally you come in there and murder a few of their workers and you get back out.
But Snow dealt with it super well.
So because of that, we ended up with both sides having a bit of an excess of Zealots here. This is an abnormal number to have early on in PvP. So the Robo is going to come down now for Snow. He is getting Dragoon range there. We know that because the Cybernetics core animation is spinning.
3-gate for Rain. Going to keep up that pressure. So he's playing 3-gate against the Robo. Now, Okay, he's added a second gateway.
Well, but what Snow's build says is that he's...
Oh my god, it's 4 gate.
Yeah, he's actually playing a little bit scared. So what Rain's going to do is he's going to stop making probes. He is going to have, I think it's going to be with either the first or the second wave of all 4 Dragoons coming out, he will try to barrel in there and smash Snow. Now, the problem for Snow is because of the rush, because of the Manor Pylon, he didn't get a lot of scouting off early on. Rain's base went untampered. There's no way you can, for instance, surprise DT rush while you're being Manor Pylon. It's just, it's going to be spotted because the Pylons are, of course, giving you vision, the Zealot and the Prober. While they're harassing, they're also scouting. And so, Snow doesn't know if there's DTs of... Oh my god.
Whoa, that was good micro.
Yeah, this is actually a pretty big deal because the entire build that Rain is doing is hinged on having way too many Dragoons for the other player to handle.
Felt like he was pushing real hard to try to get a scout off.
Okay, he is going to get Observatory too. This has been a little bit of a trend as some of these no-obs builds where you just try to get a really solid Reaver push out right away because if your opponent's going Observer, and with a later Reaver push, then the guy that does the push first is usually got a little bit of an edge. And so, Rain needs to end this game right away. Now let's see how he controls his Dragoons. Note that some of them are actually in the back, so there's still it's still masked pretty effectively as Snow's running away.
Yeah, an extra hit or 2 right there on that Dragoon, maybe even 3 or 4. Okay, starting to come in right now. It looks like Snow can back up and take some high ground here.
The problem is
Zealots fight on the low ground.
When he takes the high ground here, he's also completely unable to retreat.
That's very true.
So I think we're basically seeing Rain pull this off. Once you get the Dragoons, Zealots can always be microed against. Zealots can always be dealt with if you're just good enough. By the way, in case you're curious how these guys control this so perfectly, they're using the patrol key in a lot of moments when you're trying to kite with Dragoons. Now, if the Reaver could come out, he's got a chance, but it's very important that he gets in there as quickly as possible. Okay, here we go. First Reaver's out. He needs to go for the shuttle. If he can...
Oh, just drops that Reaver out of the range.
Snow has a realistic chance of holding this off. It's all going to come down to this Reaver. Very good control by Snow.
Oh my god. Look at him just try so hard to keep this life. Oh,
he actually chucked the shuttle forward just so he would be tempted to get a shot off on it.
Rain is so smart, though, to go to the high ground right now. This is going to allow him to wait for these extra 4.
Yeah, this is...
But I think when the Reaver gets in range, he might try to push that ramp, because if he can eliminate these 4 before the others get here...
Well, all Snow needs to do is stay back. He probably should start putting pylons down by his entrance, too.
Yeah, just anything he
to
can.
kind of clog this up. I'm surprised he hasn't made a battery as well.
I
feel like... okay, here we go. One more Scarab shot comes out.
Oh, God.
Now, where's that second Reaver? It's out. It's making Scarabs right now. He needs to hit that chunk of 3 on the left. Oh my God, he's not making the Scarabs.
Oh my God.
Are you kidding me? He must not have noticed it.
Just microing so heavily. Yeah. Oh my God. You're so right. Look at that.
Look at this.
Oh, he could have had 2, 3 Scarabs now.
Yeah.
Instead he has none.
The problem is, even though they make fast, they don't make that fast.
No, they shoot quicker than they make, so you eventually run out.
Something down here, get something, clog this up. There's one pylon, making it a little bit tougher. Surface area has everything here. He's gonna go.
Oh man, he is getting a couple Scarab hits here.
Okay, those are like the ideal Scarab hits. Keep in mind that with the 4 gates of Snow's made, he just needs to keep cranking out enough Dragoons. I mean, I don't see any more Dragoons inbound here, by the way.
Yeah, I think that the rush is over. I think he held it, and he didn't really lose probes during all this. I don't think his build cut them until the rush got there, right? Yeah, so he should be up in probes right now.
Okay, so this is the position that Rain's in is actually one of the worst positions to be in StarCraft. If you're a StarCraft pro, this is horrible because you have no tech. You have what you call gateway man, is what Artosis likes to call it.
Gateway man, that's right.
You have no idea.
It's the most insulting way to put it.
Yeah, you have nothing. You have no observers, you have no DTs, you have no shuttle, you have no Reavers.
There's no long-term plan here at all.
In a game of RTS, not having vision is terrible.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean it's bad. I mean, this is a real problem. So now I'm not sure what Rain's going to do. I'm actually, in some weird ways, I'm very happy that Rain got in this bad spot because I'm curious to see how he handles this.
Well, I think that Snow has misread the situation. He brought his probes up and made battery when the rush was already over, and it seems like he didn't account for how many Dragoons should have been made in that time because the next 4 came late, and then the next 4 came a little bit late. So that means there's missing minerals here, right?
Well, the thing about 4-gate is you barely can't... You can barely support 4-gate.
Yeah.
Basically. But if you're getting Reavers and you're making out of 4 gateways, there's no way that that balances out.
Oh, no, I'm talking more about Rain, though. I feel like when he started defending and the goons didn't come for extra time,
yeah,
you can tell that there was a round cut.
Yeah. Or he was microing so hard that he just did not go back.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And so, as the Observer comes out here, he sees, okay, I have been contained. Now remember, guys, the contain is pretty powerful on this map. He did throw the Nexus up, so Rain playing the blind man's game pretty well so far.
Yeah, he does have that much quicker Nexus, continuing to produce and going maybe towards his own Reavers here.
I think he might actually skip the Reaver tech.
You think so? Just
maybe,
Observer?
Yeah, just Observer and just try to, because he's got the contain here.
Do you just go into Psystorm then, or...?
You just mass Dragoons and just try to not let them out. You just sort of...
Yeah, it looks like you're right. He's going up to 6 gates in Observatory.
You're basically trying to jam the exit with so many Dragoons.
Yeah. No, this is real Gateway Man, what we're watching here.
Okay, here we go. Now he's going to try to come out.
Oh, I don't know about this.
Actually, that's about as well placed as you can get with Reavers there. The problem is that when you get an overwhelming amount of Dragoons, you can kind of arc out. And look at this. The pounce on the shuttle is absolutely beautiful. Now he can assassinate the Reavers. And even though the rush was held early on, Rain is still probably going to win this game.
You can just see how ridiculously strong Rain is, because that rush afterwards, it looked like Snow was definitely in a better position.
Oh, yeah.
And then Rain just kind of did everything perfectly. Snow made like 1 or 2 tiny mistakes, tiny wrong reads.
I can't believe how
and Rain takes it. Yeah.
Like, anybody who knows StarCraft looks at that, and once the 4-gate doesn't work, you say, okay, Snow should be able to win this. Snow should have this. Rain kept his cool. I think that was definitely an error, though, by Snow to try to pop out then.
Yeah. No, I think that in that type of situation, you have to keep an arc and maybe get shuttle speed.
Yes.
Welcome back to the KSL. We just had Rain do a very brainy rush that didn't work. It got held beautifully by Snow, and then he toppled him over anyways because he seems to be unbeatable in this matchup. Going into map number 2, Snow has chosen Fighting Spirit. I am not at all surprised that he wants to get into a map where these types of aggressive moves from Rain are limited because he does have that small ramp going up. I think Snow is a player that definitely wants to get into the mid-game at least, where his Reaver usage, which is probably the best in the world, can be fully utilized.
This has already been a really exciting series. I'm blown away that Rain did that 4-gate goon all in, and then managed, after it was held off, to still come out with a victory here. Now, that game did start out with Manor Pylons into the big attack from the Dragoons into the contain. So Rain was basically in control for most of that. He just didn't have any intel. That's the real kind of scary part about that style of play, but he made it work. I'm curious what he's going to do this time around. Rushes are much harder to pull off on maps like this where you have these tiny ramps.
Yeah, we're not going to see anything quite like what we just saw there. That gets so ridiculously gambling. So excited to see what Rain has for us here.
Okay, we now go into game number 2 as the KSL semifinals continue onward.
Go to the top right here, we have Rain.
Wait for it.
In the bottom right,
we
have Snow. It's like, wait a minute. What is going on here? Okay, so they're both hugging that right-hand side of the map. Positionally speaking, with the proximity of the third base to Snow's base and the fact that Snow's natural is covering his main, would you say it's Snow favored here?
It'll depend on how the builds start to
well, I mean just positionally speaking in general, right? Because if this was a TVT, I would favor probably the guy in the bottom right. It's me, Rain. That's awesome. With the interceptors coming out, that guy needs a keyboard.
Yeah, yeah.
But in general, in PvP, if you look at the rotational symmetry of this map, what do you think is more powerful?
Well, I mean, there's two ways it can go, right? So, like, let's say that you're Snow and you're going to be pushing out. If you're pushing, well, then you have quick access to the main to drop, right?
Yeah.
The natural a little bit trickier to get, but at the same time, Snow's natural is very easy to drop from shuttles, right? So, I don't know if you want to say that one is necessarily better than the other.
Really?
They're just different. Different things happen. For instance, let's say that Rain and Snow have a big Dragoon Shuttle Reaver dogfight in the middle of the map, and then the Reavers are left over. Rain has an edge, then he can immediately go to where the minerals are more quickly and start killing Snow's probes of the natural.
Yeah,
Does that make sense?
No, I see. Yeah. I see what you mean. It's just like, for instance, if this was TVT, I would say bottom right has the advantage. Straight up, just positionally speaking, the way that most games go, that will be a slight advantage. You know, it's not something you can't play around and you can't beat, but you know, it's just kind of the fact that you can threaten the drops, the fact that you can take over their third base location very easily, have access to their main very quickly, is a powerful thing. But just always an interesting thing to think about it.
So, once again, Rain comes in here right away, and he looks like he wants to do another Manor Pylon.
Harass with the probe a little bit. It's funny to watch probes harass probes.
Yeah, probes are funny units. They really have this nice glide to them.
Oh, yeah.
That allows him to get into certain areas. Is he? Okay, it looks like he was trying to possibly come in there and do a Manor Pylon, but it's going to be chased away. One of the reasons, by the way, everyone, why we see these Zealots made early on is because it can help you fight a Manor Pylon. If you're going Dragoon first and you get Manor Pylon, like, you are in so much trouble.
Especially when the Zealot shows up.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh,
no,
how are you going to kill
terrible.
all that?
Yeah.
You got no damage at all. Well, looks like he wants to get out of here before the Dragoon pops. Rain getting actually a very quick Dragoon here. That was, what did he gate on, actually? That was super quick.
Yeah, you know, I wasn't actually looking.
Like a regular economic opening, I know the Dragoon generally pops at 312, and this one came out at like 308 or something.
Huh. Yeah, he might have cut some corners. I mean, right now he's not making probes as well.
Yeah,
interesting.
I guess maybe he's going to go for something aggressive again. I'm not sure because you have that ramp, so it seems very hard to make it work.
Okay, so what he's doing is he's going to go. This is a really
2-gate range DT.
Yeah, 2-gate range DT. So what this is this is funny. I see you smiling. This is a thing that like
this is
PvP
my
build.
PvP build.
Yeah, this is like what's a really strong build.
I actually used to help some Prodosses practice in like 2005-ish for PvP for WCG because I was good at this build. Just micro-mike Dragoons non-stop, and they think that it's just goons, and then a DT walks and game's over.
Yeah,
useless.
yeah.
I love the build.
No, it's great because so you see this the threat of the Dragoons with the range, and by the way, remember this kind of pairs pretty nicely with the 4-gate, with the optics of the 4-gate from the previous game. And so what you do is you have these Dragoons coming out. Dragoons with range, you tend to discount Zealots. Or, I'm sorry, not Zealots, DTs. And then suddenly DTs are here. Now we got to watch and see if Snow's going to be ready, because the thing is, this can be stopped by the most basic of builds, which is the 2-gate Dragoon Observer build. So,
he's going to go Observer.
Yeah, and so here it is. He's actually getting the 3-gate Dragoon Observer build here, but this can just stop it.
But the 4 Dragoons, you know, they're like a little bit quicker than you would normally see, so he is able to pick off this Zealot.
Yeah.
Beautifully done. Can't quite force the ramp, though. Takes a lot of damage on that Dragoon, but just staying aggressive kind of sets Snow's mind into a certain place.
Okay, there it is. Protoss Observatory is coming.
Yeah, so that's definitely, I mean, there's a chance that the Observer could be like halfway to Rain's base, right? Or do you always double Observer with this?
If you're going to go 3-gate, you always double Observer.
Okay.
If you're 2-gating, then it means that you're probably setting up for a push. So yeah, what you want to do is you want to be Observer. You're always having a second one that's going to be made and sent to your ramp, so you can spot that DT. And from here, Rain expands with this. And this is what makes the build so strong. So Snow is basically playing the very, very safe game. Now, if the DTs can't get in this case, they shouldn't, because Observer Tech's going to be out. You want to have one DT ready to run into the main if Snow tries to leave an attack.
Yeah, no, moves like that can be very much game winners. Look at this. The 2 DTs walking around the side here, looking for a way in past these Dragoons that are putting the pressure on. Now, if he stops the DTs dead in their tracks, where do you go as Rain? Let's say...
Hold on. Oh, we were actually going to see them come in here. Hold on. Is there not the other observer?
Well, even if there is, I mean, he does not actually have...
well, this is like the ideal
He has
situation.
no units at home.
Yeah, this is the ideal situation here for Rain.
Oh, my gosh.
The Dragoons are going to have to go back.
Oh, they start to go back, and then they realize, well, actually, that's a game-losing move.
Yeah.
Oh, my God, the DTs are just slaughtering. Okay, is the Nexus actually finished? I think it is, right? He has to give it up.
Oh, yeah. No.
Okay, he canceled it.
You're happy to give up the Nexus.
Yeah.
I mean, when you kill this many probes, you're fine with this.
And now he can just hold his ramp for 100 years.
Yeah. No, exactly. The only thing that Snow will have going for him is that he's got to contain. But it's like, that's not going to...
That's not enough.
It's probably not enough.
It's not enough.
And so we might even, in this specific moment, see Zealot Legs
Yeah.
get upgraded.
That's what I want.
This is the funny thing about everybody who doesn't
perfect.
play Protoss is they always trying to get Zealot Legs when you don't need it in PvP. It's like, but
this
is the
situation, though,
yeah.
it would be amazing here.
Yeah.
Amazing. Like a perfect way to break down the ramp because the Zealots deal damage to Dragoons quicker than they deal damage to Zealots.
Yeah,
so
and it also
you
forces
send them down
the
and
micro away.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That gives you room for your goons to get. Tastes, I don't even want you to talk. I'm going to talk about this because this right here is what a Terran player looks like when he plays this matchup, okay?
By the way, I think Snow's handling this pretty intelligently. He actually canceled the Nexus and is going for a Reaver because he knows Zealot's going to come down. So the mind games between these two is crazy.
He sees those Zealots. Oh, my God. But then it's suddenly Reavers? Now, do you go one-page Psystorm against that? What do you do, Tasteless?
I do not think you go one-base Psystorm.
Huh?
You cannot.
You cannot.
Cannot.
You're saying there is no possibility.
I don't think so.
I'm watching that gas. If it goes down by 200, you're out of here. Staring at that gas number, 330, 338,
okay,
346, 354. Oh, he's getting one-base Psystorm, my friend.
I think he wants to get an Archon or something.
An Archon for what pieces?
I don't know.
Oh, my God. He's going to break out of here immediately. Look at this. A beautiful breakout.
Yeah,
but
it is. I think
can you actually get home with these goons?
No, I think he actually might have overstayed his welcome here.
Oh, no.
The problem is that, I mean, these Dragoons...
Where'd the gas go?
He must be getting Psystorm Arctos.
He's either making 4 Dragoons or Psystorm Tasteless!
So the Reaver might allow this game to go on for a little bit longer. But I would say this is not looking good. The number of Zealots and Dragoons that are out here, he's going to get right underneath this shuttle and pick it off, and that's going to be probably the end of the game here, right?
Yeah, definitely looks like it. He needs the sickest Scarab hits here. That was a cool moment, by the way, watching the Scarab like turn and refocus on the Zealot.
Yeah.
I saw its little Scarab face staring at it. Okay, so that game is over, man. Rain is so powerful that he does aggressive builds, like each game, and it's like they either work or they don't, and then he just breaks out and kills you.
Okay. Rain 2-0, very unique play style. I think Snow is going to be feeling very flustered, especially when his build basically countered the build that Rain had. But the DT's got in.
The DT's got in.
The DT's just marched in there.
He had just left his base with 3 goons. Those 3 goons had popped out as the DT's came.
Yeah.
But the thing is, you can actually look at the clock and time all this out too, right? If the first goon pops at 312, you can do like 32 plus 32 plus 32, and that's when you got to wait for the travel distance as well. Like, that might have something to do with it.
Very, very weird game. I'm wondering when the timing was for those DTs to come in, because he actually sent them all the way down, and then he had them parked out there for a little bit.
Yeah, I think he was waiting for, because the thing is, at this level, you're not going to miss a Dragoon being made. So if you're rallying them up for a push on the Nexus, you actually can basically spot exactly when they're going to get out beyond the DT walk-in range.
Yeah. Had the observers been there and just caught those DTs, then the push from Snow is going to drive Rain back up the ramp. Snow gets an expansion, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the game is basically won there. A lot of PvP is won in the early game. But so far, Snow is picking very, very interesting builds, doing 2 blind man builds, basically. 4-gate Goon all in, and then also the 2-gateway Dragoon Rush into DT's blind.
You gain power with builds like this,
yeah.
right?
You're
if you're not wasting time scouting.
All intel.
Yeah.
But you have a lot of muscle on the map early on.
It's such a powerful way to play. Like, occasionally you're going to lose a game, but you have to, like, live by the sword, die by the sword.
Yeah.
You have to be willing to lose games if you're going to be a champion.
Yeah.
Really. You have to be able to just take these risks. Even someone like Flash, who can kind of react and outplay everyone, he'll just mix in stuff like that where it's like, yeah, this might not work, but it's so powerful, you know?
Yeah.
And it's going to make you play scared as well. What does Snow do in Game 3?
I'm not sure, because you can see that Snow is really trying to play a conservative game. He's trying to get the robo out. He wants to get the observers, because without that you can't scout. But Rain is basically playing around playing around all the rules of PvP. Mm-hmm. There's ways you can punish people that are inclined to tech into robo, and that's what we're seeing punished here by Rain.
Yeah. Well, you say that he's playing around the rules of PvP, but maybe he's just rewriting the rules. He is currently the Emperor of Protoss.
He is.
I guess he just gets to do what he wants, and now there's a new rule book.
I'm worried we're going to have a 4-0, actually. I thought this was going to be close, but Rain is really, really murdering here.
What is his PvP win rate going to look like at the end of the day?
Well, it's funny, too, because, you know, people do this with... we'll get to that after this break. We'll be right back with Game 3 in this best of 7. Welcome back, everybody. We're here at the KSL, and this PvP continues on. Right now, Rain is dominating. He's crushing here. Yeah. We'll see if he can keep doing it on the map. Overwatch, by the way, Snow, after that second loss, looking visibly frustrated.
Well, this is frustrating. I think that he can just feel the level of Rain. Rain's power so far in this match, over 9,000.
Nice. You know, the thing is, it sucks to lose to DTs. It's even worse when you have observers on the map. Yeah. And they get in there, you're like, are you kidding me?
The DT sees them walk in and kill all your probes.
The observer is so slow that when you have to get that thing to turn around, it's painful. Now, we're on a one-on-one map here. So, on the one-on-one map so far in this season of KSL, we've had a lot of proxy gates.
Yeah.
With great success, I might add. I don't know if we're going to have that this time around. We'll see.
No, it's a possibility, I guess, right? I think that it's maybe not as good as Overwatch for it, but I'm ready for some proxy gatery.
I'm always down.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see what he wants to do, what both players want to do really here. But, yeah, I mean, the thing about it is, I don't know. Yeah, I guess when you really look at where you can build gateways on this map, the other
third
map
base
is much
or
better.
just above the bridge is a wide open buildable area.
We now go into game number 3. Snow vs. Rain continues on here at the KSL.
So the bottom right, we've got Snow. The top left, Rain. Tasteless, what is scarier? A proxy gator or a proxy gator?
Proxy gator.
Oh, I think so too.
Yeah. No proxies, though, so far. Unless we have a probe sent down the next second or so here.
Yeah, maybe we won't see it. Some normal play. This is where Rain pulls back and just plays a macro game. It's like, yeah, I really am in your head now. Pulling all the strings.
Okay. Pylon coming down on both sides here. We'll probably just see some standard one-gate play here. Tech up. I do want to see what it looks like if Rain plays a standard game.
Well, I think it's going to look very, very good. His army movements in PvP, I think, are really second to none when we see him play at macro games. Just the way he roams about the map doesn't even feel right. I'm like, can you really do that? And then does it. I'm like, I guess you can.
Yeah. Okay. No scout after the gateway. Important to note. A lot of times you do scout behind a gate. Just try to get in there and see what they're doing. And now they're both going to be taking their gases. On one-on-one maps, you can occasionally scout a little bit later. We already see Rain here kind of checking the edges of his main base just to make sure there's no gateways being built in here.
Yeah, that silly stuff can happen. I think it's probably pretty good to check before your gas finishes. So if your gas finishes, that is a big waste of minerals, isn't it?
So Rain with the first scout. It looks like Snow is finally going to send something out here. Cybernetic Score, by the way, immediately planted.
All right, maybe we get to see just a completely normal game here.
Yeah, maybe.
Until Rain goes down to that third base location and proxies a Stargate. Oh, wrong Starcraft, Rain. I know you're a champion in both, but, like, come on now. I know the graphics got improved, but this is not looking as sweet as StarCraft 2.
Now, he's got the one probe hidden inside the main. This is very important. Since PvP is all about intel, sending this in later on.
That's a funny location for it right there.
Yeah, it's kind of hiding in plain sight, but I don't think it's going to be checked.
Should it be further down, or is that, like, exactly where you want it?
Well, I mean, if he, let's say he goes a little bit further down, there's a pylon there, and then it's all ruined. You basically just hide it wherever you can take it, you know?
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. As long as you're not in vision of the ramp, basically.
Yeah.
Oh, Snow gets a proxy pylon.
Yeah,
Look at that.
Snow pops a mana pylon over here. This is going to be pretty strong because I believe that Rain skipped the Zealot.
I think you're right, actually. We see zooped both probes out of there.
He certainly did zoop him.
Zooped him right
Zoops
out.
Up. Okay, cancels there on the pylon.
Yeah, Beetle bops it.
This is so dumb.
Zoop zopped and then Beetle bop, man.
We're dumb. How are we allowed to cast this at all? So we got the Cybernetic Core.
You got to be dumb when it's like a pylon starts and then like we sit here and it cancels. I'm like, yep, there you go. Okay.
He did chase away that probe.
I'm trying to think of the early games and other games, man. Like, whoa, you got like the speed running boots, yeah. It's like, that's super cool. He brought them with that little miner guy to his guy in the middle.
By the way, Robo for Snow. And here comes the bad surprise for Snow. Rain comes in here and scouts this.
I wish I could see Snow's face.
Yeah,
Bet it looks long right now.
What? You're kidding me.
Well, that's a great scout right there. So as Rain, don't you Nexus immediately?
I think it's a good idea. Yeah, why not? I mean, from here, it's like, okay, well, he's not going to be able to push me. But let's wait and find out what Rain actually does here. Keep in mind, the probe is now chased out, so it's not clear if there's an Nexus being made there or not. Snow is really in the dark here. Now, it looks like he had already started his own Robo.
Yeah. Well, then you'll definitely go into Reaver. Observer is like hot garbage, isn't it?
No, you can go Dragoon Observer against Dragoon Reaver sometimes.
Why would you want to do that, though?
Well, like, let's say this.
Don't you just have more options as the Reaver user?
See the small bridge leaving there? You can have some Dragoons over there. Use your Observers. Basically box them out and then try to catch the shuttle as it moves out on the map.
I don't think I'd want to be the reactive guy in that case. Oh, this is a good catch by Snow.
Yeah,
look
this
at that.
is really good.
Oh, Rain, you think you're so good? What's up now?
It looks like he is going to just barely get this one Dragoon. Actually, maybe not. Still, though, taking away half the HP, I mean, that's permanent.
Yeah, 2 of them have half their HP. Look at that. Meanwhile, Snow hasn't been able to get a scout. He actually gets his Nexus down first and is going Observer into the Reaver. But yeah, the Insta-Reaver.
Now, in this case, Rain is going to be pushing. He's going to be going for an attack.
Is he like... I'm a little bit confused by this. In my mind, I look at this. I guess if you're pressuring the front, you have the option to fly the Reaver into the main, right? Is that what this is based off of? Off of what Rain is doing? Because Rain knows it's Robo, right?
Well, you can go either way. You kind of get to that base and then try to evaluate the positioning they have. But you can absolutely go in the main. You can also pop in behind the natural and hit that and pull the Dragoons away.
But even if Snow goes Observer first, you'll go Reaver second, and with travel distance, it doesn't feel like your Reaver is super substantially quicker than Snow's. You know what I mean?
Snow did the kind of one of the safest builds. He did the Reaver Observer, expand build. And if Rain's attack doesn't do a ton of damage, Snow's in better shape.
Yeah, exactly.
But the problem is that this is very hard to handle. The other thing is that I don't believe Snow has a shuttle out yet.
Yeah.
And so
he's just trying to hit that. Just going to try to abuse the lack of shuttle.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, if your Reaver can hit their Reaver, I mean, that's all you need, right?
Oh my God!
It hit the Reaver too.
He pulled it into the Reaver.
Yeah. Okay, so then the second shot is going to get the, yeah, beautifully done. And he basically wins this fight, gets control of the low ground here. That's going to force the probes to be pulled.
Yeah, I guess his only real chance right here is like to delay until another Reaver pops, right?
I think even then it's going to be really tough, you know? He's already killing off a lot of these probes. More Dragoons are filtering down. Now, there should be a wave of 3 Dragoons popping out now, I think.
Yeah, hopefully. He's starting to lose a lot of these probes. There's 2. It's a start. Must have a Reaver on the way right now.
Yeah, the problem is that when you get right where, you know, like Terrans just die when you get on top of their production.
Yeah.
Dragoon Reaver, if your Dragoons kind of get over where the Reaver pops out, that's game, basically.
Yeah.
And so, GG, Rain wins.
Okay, he's up 3-0 right now.
He's a monster.
Is this where Snow makes the 4-0 comeback? You were telling me earlier you thought that Rain would 3-0 to start and then Snow would 4-0.
How sad he looks.
Do you stand by that?
No. Oh. I do not hold myself accountable for anything I say in these shows. Okay. That's called caster immunity. Yeah, I mean, basically in that push, if your Reaver can target down their Reaver, you win the fight. We usually see a battery made in moments like that too. Batteries
Did he have a pylon at his natural?
I didn't see, actually. That was tough. I mean, Snow, first of all, got scouted. So Rain looked at that and said, okay, you are going Robo again. Mm-hmm. He then came forward with his own army. And keep in mind, Snow did not know if there was an expansion or not taken.
Yeah.
Rain is keeping Snow out, and then he just sets up for a push. Snow, insecure that he might be out-economied in that game, takes a Nexus, tries to do one of these catch-all builds, but you have to survive that push. And Rain came in there with a very fast Dragoon Reaver timing push. Not only 1 Reaver, not 2.
It feels to me like Rain just understands PvP much more than anyone else.
He gets this matchup so well that it is, as someone who's played Protoss for his entire life, it is bewildering what he's able to pull off.
Yeah.
Like he makes it look so easy.
When I'm watching him play PvP, it feels similar to when I'm watching like Flash play TVP, where I'm like, oh, you just know things other people don't know.
Yeah, like the understanding of the matchup is so deep and profound.
Yeah.
I guess
how long did he sit under a waterfall to figure this all out?
It's crazy to me. Like he just knew exactly. Okay, you will not have a shuttle. You will have a Reaver. I will have my Reaver too, but as long as I control this correctly, I'll have enough Scarab shots that come out that allow me to win that fight. And from there, it snowballs. It makes Snow look like a fool for even trying to use that build at all.
Yeah. Well, little tiny things like running your probe up and just hiding it in a random place in the main base. That, like, Rain gets that done, and he's like, okay, I know how to win from here.
Yeah.
Does that seem fair?
It's crazy when you see somebody that is just untouchable in a mirror matchup.
Yeah.
You know, it's crazy, right?
It's more impressive than other things, actually, yeah.
We're going to go to a short break. When we come back, game number 4. Hopefully Snow can turn this around.
Things have happened. I don't foresee it, though, Tasteless, and I'm normally pretty good at foreseeing things.
Okay, we are ready to go into game number 4. This is Rain versus Snow. If Rain wins here, he's in the finals of the KSL.
All right, in the top right, we have Snow. And in the bottom left, we have Rain.
Well, what the hell is going on here? Nobody sends a probe out to make a gateway in the other player's main. Wow. Whoa!
That's a good picture.
That's good.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah.
Except Snow's should look like it's about to die.
It's a Reaver, in case you were wondering.
Yeah.
Probably thought it was a candy necklace. It's not. It's
yeah, it's Snow known, of course, for his Reavers.
Yeah.
Okay, so neither one is going to go for any proxy gating. Possibly 3-gate Goon. That's kind of the next really dangerous build that we could end up seeing. But you do have that high ground on top of your natural, so maybe a 2-gate goon can mess with that a little bit, you know?
Could be.
It's not quite like Gladiator, because you do have that forced moment where the guy with the more gates just has us to walk uphill.
Gladiator's just a problem in general, man. PvP.
Oh, it's for PvP, it's just so awful.
Yeah,
but,
it's just like, okay.
All the other matchups I kind of enjoy on it.
Yeah, no, it makes for great games.
Fun.
PvP.
I think TVP there's really cool. Like that's a
absolutely,
fun, dynamic matchup.
But there's a lot of rigidity, man.
Yeah.
So it looks like Snow's going to go for gate gas, as is Rain. Again, we really just don't see 2-gate play unless it's proxy 2-gate.
Yeah.
You don't generally see it in PvP. It tends to not put you in a very good spot in the long run. The guy that gets the gas out, gets the robo out earlier, gets the scouting, gets more reavers, everything.
You remember that build with the 2 gates in the main on like a Fighting Spirit-esque map where you made 3 Zealots and then sent them?
Yeah, I think Draco was using that.
Yeah, I believe it was Bonneth's build, but that was a
really
cool one.
Whose build?
Bonneth.
Oh, Bonneth, okay, yeah.
But yeah, anyways, that was the most interesting 2-gate that I've run into, but I don't think I've seen it in the Korean scene.
We're talking like the first year of StarCraft. A lot of it was about just trying to mass up enough zealots, and then you kind of try to pressure them.
I tell you, I remember when I first started playing, and they would just make zealots, a bunch of them, and send them up my ramp, and they'd run by my bunker tasteless. That was pain.
Yeah, that horrifying moment when you discover that they don't have to engage your bunker at all. Like
yeah.
The whole way you viewed the game was not correct.
I still lose. I lost that way to a DT the other day. Just ran right past. It's a horrifying thing. Fighting a fair battle. So I'm going to cancel that.
He actually gets a probe kill.
Wow.
Rain is...
without the Zealot. How does that happen?
He is the Jesus Protoss. I mean, this is
You
just
can tell
like,
Snow's falling apart. How does that happen?
Yeah, it's never supposed to happen at this level of play here. This is insane.
Like, if that was a drone or an SCV, I'd understand, but a probe killing a probe?
Yeah.
My God.
Snow has not gotten Dragoon range yet. Oh, wait, did he just get it? I think we might have right as a screen. No, I'm sorry.
Oh, he's doing something. What is it, though?
Spy with my little eye.
Robo?
Some DT tech? Whoa.
DT here.
Rain putting this down where you...
Will they both go DT?
You can't even see.
Yeah, he's hiding it even from us.
Yeah.
Where is Snow's building? You have too much! Oh, it's going to be a Nexus.
Oh, he's just going to die.
Is he, though?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I think so.
No. He just goes Robo after this, right? Wait, what is he doing?
Artosis, I don't know.
Just spend more money.
This looks like it's a bugged replay.
Yeah, it does.
You know, where it's like, well,
what's he buying?
Well, first of all, our observer's in the wrong spot because we just keep watching this, but I think there's something being made in the main here.
I don't know. No, I don't think so. I think he started another Dragoon. Okay, so I understand the build, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, because this is actually something Terrans do here, too, for this matchup. You don't actually need goon range on this map if you take your natural.
Because you have the high ground?
Yeah, you have the high ground. So, like, their increased range literally can't be used against you, so just skipping range is completely fine. So, actually, I like Snow's build. After talking sufficient trash on it, I actually think this is quite a brilliant build.
Yeah. No, I think it's intelligent. The thing is, this is going to be a 1-gate DT, by the way. There are 2-gate DT builds like we saw Rain do in Game 2. This is actually just going to be 1 DT moving across the map. Cannons, I assume cannons. There's a forge, right?
I don't believe he made a forge yet. I think you go Nexus Forge, maybe?
Well, the whole goal is that you don't die to their DT rush, too.
Yeah.
That's the funny thing is sometimes when you go DTs, the best counter is against your DTs with their DTs.
That can be a good counter, especially if you hold position 1 on your ramp so they can't get past.
Yeah.
That's
okay, so it is a cannon.
Isn't there a way, if there's a DT held position on the middle of a ramp, that you can bring 3 DTs, morph 2 into a Dark Archon, which pushes it?
Oh, yeah. You can do that. Yeah.
I think that can push it. But anyways, whatever. That's not going to happen.
Yeah, that's actually one of the only ways that you can survive. If you go 1 base DT and you're not trying to expand, you can save yourself from losing the game by just blocking the ramp.
Yeah, but
that wasn't like Pimpus plays or something, wasn't it? The Archon, Dark Archon maneuver to pop the DT over or something like that.
It might have been. I don't quite recall. I know I saw something like that somewhere.
Now note the positioning here. He has that set up so that. Oh, I'm sorry. Is the observer out yet?
No, it's not out. The observatory. Okay, he sees it. He sees it.
He's going to try to body block it.
Yeah.
Does not work.
Oh, he needs to get on the ramp. He actually didn't get on the ramp very quickly.
Okay. What does that make in the observatory?
No, he has it up at the top.
Okay.
So he's not going to lose that much. 3 probes. I think that's it for probes.
This is pretty big, though, getting the DT in it all like this.
It's too bad he didn't send a second DT, huh? I guess you only had 1 gate, though.
Yeah, because you're doing the 1 gate, but you're basically doing it in an economy play with the DT thrown in there. Now, Snow is pretty smart here. He knows that there's probably going to be a poke over here in the front. And here's that. Now, keep in mind, there's no Dragoon range here for Snow.
He
So
does have
ranged
that
Dragoons are actually just better.
Yeah. So it looks like he's going to utilize that second observer to deal with it. Look at this. He's just attacking up. It's like the DT does 40 damage. Watch this. A lot of Dragoons here, though,
Now,
for Snow.
while this is happening, you've got to take note that the main is not mining here. Okay? He's still over here.
He's doing damage with it, too. He's not getting gas at all.
Yeah. No, this is like phenomenal play here by Rain. I mean, I can't emphasize enough just how insanely good he is at PvP. That it blows me away.
Okay, so into Psystorm from here.
Yep.
Does he get the Psystorm for defensive purposes, or is he rushing to a shuttle as well?
You can go into a shuttle. You're basically getting it no matter what, though. You're getting Psystorm because that's going to be your anchor into a longer game. Now, we have this weird thing where the mini-map kind of covers up what's down here. And there's a Robo. Yeah, we're definitely going to have some Psystorm drops coming here, Otosis. Now, that being said, this is a hard map to Psystorm drop on.
I think you can kind of sneak into the natural.
Yeah, but I mean, you can also just have stuff there to fire that down.
Yeah.
There's only one angle you can come into.
Unpowered observatory. I don't think he cares. Protoss players only like to complain about the distance the observer can see. They don't like to do the upgrade. Citadel on the way here for Snow. This observer actually scouts exactly what's going on. Sees absolutely everything. So where would you assess these two players at right now in comparison to each other?
A lead right now for Rain in this game for sure. But you do not want to give up on Snow just yet. Snow is going to have his Reaver out. He could try to come in here and get some shots off. One thing when you do this specific build that Rain's doing, you don't have a ton of Dragoons right away.
1 second, though. What is it about Rain's play that you say that gives him a lead? Because I'm looking at the supply, and Snow's up in that.
Look at the infrastructure.
Just the 2 tech trees?
Well, first of all, if you successfully circumnavigate the Robotech and you have your storm out, your army is going to be stronger after a while. This is why we see Snow scrambling to get his own storm up here. But also, because Rain interrupted so much mining, there's more gateways finishing here. There's more momentum. Tempo-wise, Rain's just ahead.
Okay.
The supplies can be a little bit misleading here, but yeah, I mean, now we need to see if he can do anything with the shuttle and the Reaver. That's the other thing. The problem is that, Reavers, if the game goes on for super long and there's just a ridiculous amount of Dragoons out, the Reaver is no longer the profoundly strong unit it starts out as in PvP.
Yeah, no, it's quite true, but if anyone can use it later into the game, it would be Snow. He just has immaculate control. I'm looking at the mini-map right now, and I'm loving what Snow's done here.
Yeah.
I
hadn't even noticed that, actually. Yeah.
He's got Dragoons sprinkled around to catch drops. He knows that a Psystorm drop is very likely to be something that Rain wants to do. Rain has spread his Dragoons in kind of a way to try to stop a Reaver from just flying in, a shuttle from just flying in. But yeah, I look at the map spread. I feel like Snow is holding his own. Sure, he doesn't have that Psystorm or that amount of energy as of yet, but this feels very playable, especially considering he's on top of that ramp.
I think the real problem is that with Psystorm this late, basically the amount of damage that Rain can spray out with Psystorm is insane. Let's see if he can actually come over here, because we see these Dragoons coming up. It looks like Rain's itching for a fight. Now keep in mind, here come the Psystorms. There we go. Unbelievable. Oh my god, that was like the best possible
just not
storm.
even moving?
I think Snow is falling apart, man. That was like not even microed.
It wasn't micro at all. What was he doing?
Okay, he made one Dark Archon here. Now that's to feed back the Templars here. All right, not bad. Unfortunately, I think there's already enough Templars here.
Yeah, like he just sat under storms for so long. Keeps his 2 Reavers alive, picks them up very, very quickly here.
Should be one more Psystorm inbound here.
Oh my god! Psystorm damage.
So crazy. Well, he basically made the army shrink there for Snow. I like the Dark Archon play here by Snow to try to get some kind of response. Instead of trying to play catch up with your own Templars, he just gets a Dark Archon to mute any storms coming out.
No, I really like it. As soon as you nail 2 of them, it's made you your money back, you know? All right, Snow walking out. He does have that shuttle. Dodges the Psystorm for now.
It's going to look like the other game here where the arc is just too big.
Oh my god.
So this is going to be a 4-0.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, Rain is the greatest PvP player in all of StarCrafts.
There's
ever.
no question.
There's just, I've never seen a guy have such a handle on a matchup. Like, it's crazy to me. Like, he's so good. He's owning Snow so hard here.
Yeah.
That,
well,
if these were 2 different races, people would be concluding there's an imbalance. But they're starting out with the exact same stuff, and Rain just gets so far ahead. He's brought a different style of play here in each game, and it's like S-class, perfect, control.
He is
the attack out here. He's just like, nope, this is kind of a wonky attack, no Zealot legs. That's exactly what you want to do here. You just send your Dragoons out, you just have more. Slow Zealots are fine. They'll get the job done.
Oh, they turn into speed Zealots pretty quickly there.
He said, watch this, tasteless.
That's what he said.
Yeah.
Snow trying to hold on with this extra Reaver, but I mean, that's it. There's nothing left. I can't even believe how one-sided this series was.
Oh yeah.
Even when Snow was looking like he was in a good position in games, Rain just tears him apart.
It's funny because I knew that Rain, there was a chance because Rain's so good that it'd be a 4-0, but I thought, no, that's not realistic. Snow's going to be able to take a game off of him. By the way, guys, I know the game is continuing on here, okay? But, I mean, if you just look at the math that's coming out here, Rain has a 3rd base. Workers are transferring to that, which Snow just now discovers. Snow is having to play catch-up, and I think there's a possibility that Rain can actually just topple Snow, like just send everything in there and just run him over.
Yeah, I think that's what he's looking for here anyways. Like, he can just continually trade at this point, and there's not going to be much Snow can do. Especially the speed lots, it lets him get us on top of that ramp. There's a Reaver, though. Maybe that is a little bit too foolhardy.
Well, I mean, you might be right here, but I think what Rain is doing is just keeping Snow really pressured here. Snow needs to get a 3rd base. I mean, we're watching these fights and whether or not Snow's going to live or die here, but the fact of the matter is that already Rain is now has a 3rd base that's economically kicking in.
Trying to catch a part of this army. I guess Snow still could have a small shot. Like, if he picked off an army of this side with minimal losses and then did a strong Reaver push, maybe he can take out the 3rd, right?
Maybe.
Get it back to even. Rain, though, is evacuating. His army's still looking pretty scary, despite losing quite a few units there. Yeah, look, he might get the 3rd. Maybe. Let's see.
Let's see how the Storms do. The one thing is that the momentum that's coming out here, really good side storms, by the way.
Oh my gosh.
Whatever's remaining over here. And you can see it, it's just like this stream of units coming out. You know what?
He's got some more Zealots coming, though. Okay, he finally picks off that shuttle.
Now, if he gets the Reaver, that might give him enough to start to recover here.
I mean, this is enough there, but oh god, the reinforcement. Look how many gateways he has. Jeez.
I think Snow's actually put up a really good fight in this game. I really do, but you can see that unless Snow can somehow squish this base, I don't see. Yeah, that's going to be it. He taps out. GG.
God. Just so strong.
I don't know if Rain's going to lose a game against Miniman. I have no idea. Rain looked so insanely good at this matchup.
Well,
I mean, I'm just in shock.
Mini is the player who came closest to beating Rain in PvP so far.
Right.
He did go 2-3 against Rain, which is much closer than anyone else has been able to do. But that 4-0 over a former ASL finalist, one of the best Protoss in the world. Rain just It looks like he's just going to pick up his second title, and that means that his and Last's rivalry just continues.
Yeah.
Because right now, Last is the only dual champion. They basically do exactly as well as each other each year. Last year, they were exactly the two players that they had like the exact same record, number of top fours, championships, and all that.
Yeah.
Then they played at BlizzCon. Rain won that. Okay, but then Last comes back, wins ASL this year already. Rain is looking poised to win KSL and just tie that right back up again. It's It's a pretty awesome thing we're watching.
Really, really cool stuff. Rain is just. I can't emphasize this enough. I'm so impressed with how good his PvP is. Like, every aspect of the matchup. You know, he did 2 games where he went for a blind build, basically.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you do the Dragoon all-in. You have no observer tech. You don't know what they're going to do. You have to kind of intuit the next few moves.
Yeah.
He did the DT rush, handled that beautifully. And even when Snow kind of got it contained, Rain immediately went into Zealot legs and busts out.
Yeah.
And then
before the Reavers were ready or anything. It felt like Snow was playing well there.
Yeah, we had a very standard PvP win from Rain in Game 3, where he just had a well-timed out Dragoon Reaver push. That's kind of your bread and butter PvP build. Mm-hmm. And then in Game 3, he does a DT rush that he eked out so much more damage with the DT rush than I thought he would.
Yeah.
Keeping the pressure on the front.
The Observer got there right away. And then it was just like, oh, kill all these pylons, no mining time forever. And
from there, he goes back. He gets Psystorm. He kind of comes out with this funny-looking timing, which is slow Zealots, Dragoons, and about 4 Templars. He makes it look so easy. It's crazy.
Yeah. We're really watching the kind of birth of a new legend right here. He was already a legend in StarCraft 2 at the time that he was playing the best Protoss ever to play StarCraft 2.
Yeah.
And I mean, just look at this now. It's ridiculous what he's doing in StarCraft 1.
We talk about Snow being, the best PvP player. I think Rain is easily the best PvP player we've ever seen in all of StarCraft. Like, he's just, it's insane.
It can't be denied.
Yeah.
There's no way to deny it. Like, Bisu's going to get out of the army. We'll see what he can do against Rain, but no one else has held a candle so far.
And it's the way he's navigating these builds. Sometimes the builds aren't even working.
Yeah.
Like the Dragoon all.
He knows,
like, okay,
he knows like
fine.
every little branch and every little trick.
Yeah.
He just does them all.
Yeah.
And he's perfectly fluid during it. So he looks unbeatable, but again, Mini came the closest so far, and Mini is his opponent in the next round.
Mini also a much more abstract PvP, I should point out.
Yeah. Going to be harder to prepare for that, perhaps. Like, what if Rain suddenly has to play a more defensive game? Is he going to be as good at that?
I mean, we saw Mini was more than happy to proxy gate. He was happy to cannon rush.
But Rain's a different beast for Mini as well.
Yeah. This is going to be a fantastic PvP. I cannot wait.
Yeah, it really is going to be.
So these are our results, everyone. Rain crushed Snow 4-0.
It was. I tell you. I did not expect the 4-0. And